Yo, welcome back. This is Stu42 with another Minecraft video. As you can see, once again, I have done a bit of work. I've been sieving rather, a bunch of dirt to try and get different seeds in terms of saplings. I've managed to get one rubber sapling, which has made me this one rubber tree. There's a rubber tap node there and one there. Also managed to get myself some spruce, acacia, jungle and birch, plus some of the other sort of rubber wood. I prefer the industrial craft one though, so I'm gradually getting some resin there. We've also managed to get ourselves some steel. I've got myself I've got a compressed cow. Now this is very interesting, compressed cows. I think if I kill it... No? Huh. Normally when you get compressed mobs and you kill them, they explode into 9 smaller mobs. So I must have done that wrong. There must be another way of doing that. Anyway, today we're going to finally start doing the machines. So finally getting some electricity and bits and pieces like that. Let's just... Actually, I'll throw the leather... There. So, yeah. So today, the first machines we're really going to need are going to be the assembly table and the lasers. Now, this takes a bit of obsidian and a ton of diamonds. So first of all, we're going to need to make some obsidian. That's pretty easy. And the laser also taking diamantine electron tubes, which we're going to need the Thermionic Fabricator for. So it's going to be a bit of a big episode. We've also managed to make our seared tank quite a bit bigger. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to want ourselves to have some obsidian. Now, obsidian's a bit of an interesting one to do. What we can do here is, if we break that off there, let's just get these out of the way. I've made myself another transfer node for liquids. We've got some transfer pipes as well. Let's grab some copper and glass. Make ourselves a portable tank. So, Shifatitos holds 8 buckets. Now, what I should be able to do is put it here. And this will fill up with, hopefully, 8 buckets. First of all, 7300, come on. 8 buckets, cool. Now 8's all we can do because that's all that this holds, so there's no point making a bigger tank at the moment. What we can then do is I'll throw the tank there, and then we just need to put the transfer node there, and a transfer pipe there, and this should... There we go, throw some lava into there. Awesome. So once this lava is drained out of here, come on, nearly there. 210, done. Let's grab that back. We're going to need our bucket. So let's just put... eight buckets into here. There we go. 8 buckets of water. And then throw the tank back over here. And what will happen now is the water will keep getting added to the lava and we'll get molten obsidian. Now it takes 2 ingots of obsidian to make a single obsidian block. So let's just wait for this to mix it all up. Wait for all of that to go. Cool. Now I'm actually going to put this back over there to slowly fill up with lava again. And now we should have 16 molten obsidian. If I put the clock above the basin, we should end up with 1 ingot, 2 ingots, and obsidian, and that should flow through to obsidian. Cool. So that's the obsidian side of things sorted. I think we're going to get like 8 pieces of obsidian, which should be enough. We need 2 there, and yeah, 6 there. So we need 8 exactly. Cool. So the next thing we're going to need to make is a generator to power all this. Now the only generator that we can really make at this point is the Survivalist Generator. We're going to need an iron gear, we're going to need some furnaces, blocks of coal, piston, a few bits and pieces. So it should be pretty easy to make a bunch of this stuff. And thanks to this, I've now added 3 compacting drawers as well, so that we can have the cobblestone, the gravel and sand down the bottom. But we should be able to have 16 of those to make proper furnaces. We're going to need 1, 2, 3 blocks of coal. Now, what else was there? The gear. So the gear is going to be a bit more interesting. Let's grab some stone. We're going to need to make a wooden gear first, stone gear second. Now, take our clock off there. We need to take... I might as well leave that there, actually. We need to put our faucet back on here. Now, I should really put another drain in here at some point, which I will do. Now, the obsidian can just stick there for now. We're going to want to put the gear there. We're also going to get one of our aluminium brass. So this will be a mould for gears, which will let us make, well, any gear we need to that's metal, really. And that will be iron, first of all. And the next thing we're going to need is the Thermionic Fabricator. Wow. Iron chest, gold chest. Now, in the process of getting all the diamonds, I was actually sieving a bunch of gravel as well. So we've got 16 diamonds, but in the process, we've managed to get 200 iron, 182 tin, 187 copper. So we've got plenty of materials. This sturdy casing is going to take a ton of bronze, so I'll have to melt that up in the Tinker's thing as well. Here we go, that's ready. Cool, so there's the gear cast. Awesome. So we're going to need iron first of all. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 iron in there. Cool. And then what else are we going to need? The chests. Right, so that's going to take 16 of those. Now I've looked at different ways of doing this or getting started with power in this, and you pretty much have to do it this way from what I can understand. There's sort of this order, you want to get some decent power set up, but you can't do that because you need the metal forming machine, and you can't make the metal forming machine unless you have chipsets, and you can't have chipsets unless you have the assembly table and laser. So everything in this pack seems to hinge on the assembly table and the laser. So that's kind of where you have to start. So there's the gold chest. That's 30, so a bunch of bronze. What's that going to be? Lots of bronze. So we're going to need 12 of those and 4 of those. Yep, so let's make heaps of bronze. 24 and 8 of those. Now this should be nearly done. How good's my timing in this episode? Everything I go back to seems to have it all already sorted. Awesome, so let's just get ourselves that gear. Cool, and there's there, iron gear, awesome. Now, because we've made this nice and tall, I can throw whatever I want in there. Almost, up to 45, I think. I think we have 45 blocks in there. So that'll be smelting away. We now need, what was it, the generator, so blocks of coal, 2 of those, the piston, the gear, and was it 2 redstone? Yes, it was 2 redstone, so we have that, and now the thermionic is going to be with that. Right, so I'm going to cut this here because it's going to take a while for me to make the sturdy casing and everything. I'm also going to have to go and make what is it? The diamantine electron tubes. Pretty easy. 5 diamonds, 2 redstone, just expensive on diamonds. So I'm going to run the Thermionic Fabricator off the same generator at the moment, and it'll just be temporarily set up so that we can do that. So I'll be back in just a moment once we have a bunch of these things built and we're ready to make some chipsets. So see you in a bit. So we are back and it is still raining. I've put a bunch of wood in here. This is, yeah, getting there. So that's slowly charging up. I've put a lever on here to stop this. So we've got 2 sand in there, some diamond. This is fairly high temperature it needs to get to. I think if we take the sand out actually, and put it there, and grab the glass instead. Yeah, much lower temperature for glass, so easier to put the glass in there first. We can just flick the switch. This should now charge up. Yeah, it's draining a little bit. It should be enough to get the job done. And look, there we go. Flick the switch again. Now this is charging, awesome. Now we can get our 8 of these. We need a ton of diamonds. So, I've made myself a gold gear, because we're going to need to do that. The assembly table has one there, obsidian there, and let's grab some redstone. So we need the table, those two, and redstone around for the laser. Now we should be able to put the laser directly on top of there. The table, I think, should be fine there. We are, however, going to need a chest. Finally stopped raining, to put next to it. And then we need one of those and some of those. That and that. Cool, so we should really go iron first. Not quite right. Okay, so let's try it. At the back. Iron first. Still not good enough. Maybe. That's alright, we've got power. I remember the last time I did this, it was a little bit tricky as well to get going. I wonder though, if that just needs to be on there. Huh. No. You know what, I'm gonna try putting that there. The laser right next to it. No. Oh, no, there we go. We are going. Awesome. So we're going to want iron chipset. We'll do some redstone chipsets after that. This is going to take quite a long time to finish. So we're going to put this, you know what, we don't need this anymore. Put that there. Let's just put that one behind. Do the same with this one. Awesome. So that should now be going very slowly. 200,000 RF. That's, yeah, we're going to need to add some more wood to that. So this will very, very, very slowly, 5 RF per tick, will make the very first iron chipset that we need. The reason I'm doing that one first, well, actually there's 2 things I need to make. I need to make this furnace generator, which is, you know, a lot faster, which we need the 2 redstone chipsets. And the other thing we're going to need is the metal former. Now the metal former is pretty nasty to make. A bunch of bronze. But the most tricky bit is actually this iron chipset in here. So that's why I'm making the iron chipset first, because I want to make this metal former. So I am going to leave these chipsets to make. I'll be back in just a moment. I will actually show you the conclusion of this episode. So we'll get that other generator made, and then hopefully we will have a metal former and be able to, you know, pound some metal flat and make some wires and all that sort of cool stuff. So see you in just a moment. Alrighty, I have done a little bit more. I'm just putting the finishing touches on. That's not working. finishing touches on this furnace generator. So we want, sorry, the 2 redstone chipsets, which should now be made over here. Awesome. So I actually switched it to make these redstone chipsets first before the iron one, just because, you know what, I'm just going to break that because it is slow. Alright, let's throw that back in. Why not put a full lot? And we should get a nice 40 RF per tick. Hey, that's a lot faster than we were going before. Cool, so that's now going to be a lot quicker, and we've got a spare Survivalist Generator that we can put. I don't know, I'm sort of using this chest for a bunch of the stuff that I'm not so much using. Now, there's worth noticing I have changed this up a bit as well. So I have made another 2 drains. So this one here is permanently for putting liquids in there. This drain, even though it's sideways, it actually works, which is pretty cool. So I've now got that rigged up to be my obsidian. So let's throw that on there. There we go, we're getting more obsidian. Also, this is slowly filling again, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that. I have another 4 invar. So this is now a 32 bucket tank. Now it's going to take a lot longer to fill, but that's okay. It just gives us a bigger buffer for lava. It can sit there and tick away really slowly. It just gives us a bit more to play with when we need to do this sort of stuff. And then I've got 2 more tables here, or an extra table now, so that I can put the gear in one and the ingot in the other, which are the 2 most common things I find you need. And that is pretty much it. Next time I'm probably gonna have all this stuff made in between episodes, that is, because this generator, wherever it is, there we go. This generator, I mean, it's pretty easy to make. It's just, you know, iron plates, you know, the battery's not too bad. The hardest thing that we haven't done yet is probably the cabling made with just cutters, which again, more iron plates. So it's just going to take a bit of iron to get that made. That generator is going to be pretty nasty. The other thing that I'm going to make between now and the next time is the metal former. Again, just takes a lot of copper cables, a lot of iron plates again. There's the iron chipset that I'm currently making, as well as this, again, more cabling and stuff. So nothing too crazy there. I will make sure I get that done between now and next episode. And then hopefully next episode we will be in a good position to get some better power again. So, and that'll be probably immersive engineering, a nice reusable or renewable source of power. Cool, so as always, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.